Okay, today is 14th of July 2015, Tuesday, second day of the week. Let's first take a look at the calendar from today. There were a couple of important numbers from today, one to do with pound and another one to do with dollar, US dollar. The pound one is the CPI Consumer Price Index. It fell down to 0% from last month 0.1%. This should be bad for the pound, but there was another news that we should keep in mind. Governor Carney spoke today, and it seems like he spoke about the likelihood of a rate increase on the lines of the chance of rate increase is getting sooner. So when these two news conflict, so one which is a bearish news and another one which is a bullish news, the bearish news with the inflation and bullish news with Governor Carney's comments of rate rise, the sentiment is more bullish. So today I found that pound shot up. If you look at the chart for pound today, you would see that it shot up, and from technical charts, if we see, it seems to be this may be beginning of another uptrend. And if you look in the weekly, it seems they bounced off from 20 and it may bounce up to the 200 EMA. And similarly, I saw that pound yen shot up as well because pound moved up. And in the weekly for pound yen, it seems they bounced up from 20, so this may be beginning of another uptrend. Pound Canadian shot up too because of that pound news. And pound Aussie didn't move much, but still there was a small up movement. One thing that I wanted to show was in pound yen, it's amazing how the market retraced back and how the FIB numbers just accurately predicts it. So from this low of mid April to the high of mid June, it seems to have retraced back exactly to around 50%. It's amazing, isn't it? And the other news was about the euro, the US dollar, the retail sales. So its number is negative, is bearish for US dollar. It came out to 0.1%, down from the previous month of 0.8% and even down from the forecasted of 0.7%. So this is bad news for US dollar. But it didn't seem to have mattered much, to be honest. Euro dollar didn't move much from yesterday, and same thing with other pairs, dollar yen or dollar Canadian or Aussie dollar or Kiwi dollar. If we briefly skim through euro and dollar pairs, for example, so euro dollar is kind of stagnating around this area. Dollar yen is stagnating as well, dollar Canadian is stagnating as well, and Aussie dollar is stagnating as well, and Kiwi dollar is stagnating as well. So that's that from the retail news. Another news to look at is the deal between Iran nuclear deal. So the consequence or the impact of this news is that if Iran's market is opened up, so they will produce more oil and there will be more supply of oil to other countries in the world, so the price of oil should fall down. Now, a couple of things note here is right. So Iran's oil will flood the world's oil market, but so it looks like when this news came out The price of oil, both Brent and crude, fell down, but it seems to have recouped its losses again. This came out of because it looks like Iran will not straight away, flood the market with its oil and its other things. So it will take time. So it will be a gradual process. Even though there was news of the Norwegian krone being hit by this news and Canadian dollar being hit by this news, when I actually looked at the chart, it didn't seem to have made much of an impact. So for example, dollar Canadian, I was expecting it to fall down because it would mean that Canadian is getting weaker, but it didn't move much. I haven't seen the chart for Norwegian krone. And the other thing is, I've looked at the chart for crude, so it looks like it fell down a bit, but it then came up again. And same thing with Brent as well, so it didn't fall down massively. I think that's all the main news from today and the economic numbers. Now let's take a look at what numbers are coming out tomorrow and what we should be paying attention to. The most important one is the Canadian rate that's coming out tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's a 0.75%. I think the likelihood of this rate staying the same, I think, is high. And there's a news conference at 4:15 p.m. London time. So any impact from this would be felt, I think, by around 5 p.m. There are some numbers coming out from pound and dollar, but we'll take a look at this tomorrow. And the other one is the Chinese GDP coming out, so this could potentially impact Aussie currency and possibly Kiwi currency. And there's some press conference for yen, so this could potentially impact dollar yen and pound yen and euro yen. Last time, a couple of weeks ago, when the chief of BOJ spoke saying that the yen couldn't get weaker, this was when $1 was giving 126 yen. It fell down drastically. So beware of any press conferences from Bank of Japan. And I think that's all from today, the important ones. The other ones didn't move much. Oh, there was something that I wanted to show, which is the Nikkei. It seems to be moving up. So when this moves up, I think dollar yen will tend to move up as well. And the S&P 500 looks like our assumption or our forecast of this could be the beginning of a downtrend was wrong. So it seems to have gone up on an uptrend now. So it will at least try to reach the 21.25. It reached a couple of weeks ago in May. And another one interesting news was I saw in some news that FTSE fell down on the comments from Mark Carney, but in chart it didn't really fall down. Kind of stagnated, but at least it didn't fall down. And I think that's all that's important for today. And hence we will come back again tomorrow with more interesting news.